You didn't just stumble across this video. Something deeper, something ancient pulled you here. A frequency that hums beneath the surface of your everyday hustle. As an entrepreneur, freelancer, or creative in your 20s or 30s, you felt it. Those moments when life seems to whisper your name through vivid dreams, repeating numbers like 1111 on your phone, or chance encounters that feel anything but random. These are coincidences. They're signals of an awakening, a call from the universe that's been waiting for you to tune in. The wisdom of ancient Egypt, etched in the stones of Karnak and the chambers beneath the Sphinx, still vibrates with a power that's found you right now. Place your hand over your heart. Take a slow, deep breath through your nose for 4 counts. Hold it for 4, then exhale through your mouth for 6. Silently say, "I awaken the light within." This isn't just a video. It's an invitation to remember who you are, to ignite the spark that's been pulsing inside you all along. Welcome to the journey where the Egyptian code doesn't just find you, it transforms you.
You're sitting there, maybe sipping your morning coffee in a bustling co-working space in Austin, or scrolling through your phone during a break from your latest freelance gig in Brooklyn. Life as an entrepreneur, content creator, or startup founder in your 20s or 30s is a grind, hustling for the next client, tweaking your brand's aesthetic, or chasing that big break. But something's been tugging at you lately, hasn't it? A feeling that there's more to this world than deadlines and deliverables. A whisper that there's a deeper purpose waiting to be unlocked. You didn't find this moment by accident. The ancient wisdom of Egypt, carried through millennia in the carvings of pyramids and the silent chambers beneath the Sphinx, has found you. It's calling you to look inward, to a part of yourself you've never fully explored, a part that's not just poetic mysticism, but hardwired biology. Welcome to the revelation of the Eye of Ra, a truth that's been pulsing inside your skull since the day you were born. Let's start with something that might sound like it belongs in a sci-fi novel, but is as real as the ground beneath your feet. Deep in the center of your brain, tucked between the 2 hemispheres, sits a tiny, pine cone-shaped gland called the pineal gland. Modern science textbooks might dismiss it as a vestigial relic, a leftover from some evolutionary dead end with no real purpose. But the ancient Egyptians knew better. They didn't see it as a useless organ, but as a sacred crystal, a biological antenna they called the Eye of Ra. This wasn't some flowery metaphor to spice up their mythology. It was a precise description of a piece of your anatomy that's more sophisticated than any smartphone in your pocket. The pineal gland is made of piezoelectric calcite crystals, yes, the same kind used in old-school radio receivers to pick up signals from the air. These crystals vibrate with electromagnetic frequencies, acting like a receiver for something far beyond the physical world. The Egyptians understood this gland as the bridge between your everyday reality and the unseen realms of consciousness, a portal that connects your hustle to the infinite. Think about that for a second. You're walking around with a crystalline technology in your brain, one that's been there since you were born, quietly waiting for you to tune in. The Egyptians didn't just stumble upon this knowledge. They mapped it out with a precision that still baffles archaeologists and neuroscientists alike. Look at the Eye of Horus, that iconic symbol you've probably seen on tattoos or ancient papyrus scrolls in a museum gift shop. It's not just a cool design for your next Instagram post. It's a blueprint, a map of consciousness itself. The priests of ancient Egypt carved this symbol into pyramid walls and temple stones, not as decoration, but as an instruction manual for awakening. Each curve and line of the Eye of Horus corresponds to parts of the human brain, with the pineal gland at its center. They were showing you exactly where to look, not outward at the world of metrics and KPIs, but inward, to the doorway between the material and the divine. This wasn't art for art's sake. It was a guide to unlocking the potential that's been coded into your biology, a reminder that you're not just a cog in the machine, but a creator with the power to shape reality. Now, let's get a little nerdy, because if you're a data-driven entrepreneur or a creative who geeks out over the latest tech, this is where it gets mind-blowing. Your pineal gland doesn't just sit there looking pretty. It's a factory for one of the most mysterious substances in the human body, dimethyltryptamine, or DMT. If you've ever heard of ayahuasca, the shamanic brew used in shamanic rituals, you know DMT is called the spirit molecule for its ability to catapult people into otherworldly experiences. But here's the kicker. You don't need to trek to the Amazon or sit in a sweat lodge to access it. Your body is already producing DMT right now, in that tiny crystal in your brain. The Egyptians didn't need external substances to tap into higher states of consciousness. They knew the pharmacy was already installed, hardwired into your biology. Every time you meditate, every time you lose yourself in a flow state while coding a new app or designing a logo, your pineal gland is quietly churning out this molecule, opening doors to insights and intuitions that feel like they come from somewhere beyond you. This is where the ancient wisdom of Egypt meets the cutting edge of modern science, and it's a game changer for anyone building a business or a brand in today's world. You know that feeling when you're in the zone, when an idea hits you out of nowhere and it's so clear, so perfect, that it feels like it was downloaded from the universe? That's your pineal gland at work, acting as a receiver for what the Egyptians called divine sight. Modern quantum physics backs this up with something called the observer effect, where the act of observing something changes its reality. Your consciousness, focused through the lens of your pineal gland, isn't just passively watching the world, it's actively shaping it. The Egyptians understood this thousands of years ago, calling it the power of the Eye of Ra to command reality at its deepest level. When you tap into this inner vision, you're not just dreaming up your next startup pitch or content post, you're aligning with the same creative force that built the pyramids and sparked the stars. But here's the catch. Most of us go through life using only our outer eyes, caught up in the hustle of client meetings, social media algorithms, and endless to-do lists. We see surfaces, spreadsheets, follower counts, revenue goals, and miss the deeper reality waiting to be unlocked. The Egyptians saw this coming. That's why the Eye of Horus wasn't just a symbol on a pyramid wall, but a call to action, a reminder to look beyond the grind and tune into the crystalline technology inside you. Your pineal gland isn't dormant, it's waiting for you to activate it. Every conscious breath you take, every moment you pause to center yourself amidst the chaos of running your own business, polishes that crystal. It's like upgrading the software of your mind, boosting the signal strength of your inner antenna. The more you tune in, the clearer the signal becomes, and the more you start to notice the world responding to your presence in ways you never thought possible. For you, the entrepreneur burning the midnight oil or the freelancer juggling multiple gigs, this isn't just ancient history, it's a practical tool for thriving in a world that demands constant innovation. The Eye of Ra isn't some dusty relic in a Cairo museum. It's the spark that fuels your creativity, the intuition that guides your next big decision. The Egyptians didn't build their civilization by chasing trends or copying competitors. They tapped into a deeper source, a universal frequency that you can access right now. Imagine closing your laptop after a long day, taking a deep breath, and feeling that crystal in your brain hum with possibility. Imagine your next big idea not coming from market research, but from a place of pure, unfiltered insight. That's the power of the Eye of Ra, and it's been inside you all along, waiting for you to wake it up. So, as you navigate the hustle of your 20s and 30s, building your empire one pitch deck or content post at a time, remember this: you're not just a doer, you're a creator. The same crystalline technology that the Egyptians revered is pulsing in your brain, ready to connect you to a wisdom that transcends time. The Eye of Horus isn't just a symbol on a pyramid wall. It's a map to your own potential, a reminder that the greatest startup you'll ever launch is the one within you. Tune in, breathe deep, and let the Egyptian code light the way.
You're grinding through another day. Maybe you're a startup founder in San Francisco, hashing out a pitch deck, a content creator in LA, editing your next YouTube video, or a freelancer in Chicago juggling client deadlines. Life in your 20s and 30s is a whirlwind of ambition, hustle, and that relentless drive to make your mark. But amidst the noise of notifications and to-do lists, something's been stirring inside you, a quiet pull, a sense that there's more to this game than just chasing the next milestone. You didn't stumble into this moment by chance. The ancient wisdom of Egypt, whispered through the sands of time and carved into the stones of Karnak, has found you.
It's calling you to pause, to breathe, and to reconnect with a power that's been pulsing within you since the beginning of time. This is the story of Hu, the sacred breath that the Egyptians knew as the sound of creation itself, a force that can transform your hustle into something cosmic. Imagine standing in the shadowed halls of an ancient Egyptian temple, the air thick with the weight of millennia. A priest stands in silence, not chanting or praying, but breathing, deeply, deliberately, with a purpose that transcends the ordinary. This breath isn't just oxygen filling lungs, it's a vibration, a sacred sound the Egyptians called Hu. To them, Hu wasn't just a word or a ritual, it was the echo of the universe's first creative impulse, the sound that sang the stars into existence before the pyramids rose or the Nile flowed. The priests understood that this wasn't mythology, it was technology, a way to align the human body with the fundamental frequency of creation. For you, the entrepreneur burning the midnight oil, or the creative pouring your soul into your craft, Hu is more than an ancient secret. It's a tool to tap into the same creative force that powers your boldest ideas, the ones that keep you up at night dreaming of what's possible. Let's bridge this ancient wisdom with the cutting-edge science you might geek out over while scrolling through X or listening to a podcast on your morning run. Modern quantum physics has uncovered something the Egyptians seem to know intuitively, the observer effect. This principle says that the act of observing something changes its reality. Your consciousness isn't just a passive bystander, it's a player in shaping the world around you. The Egyptians called this divine sight, the ability to see beyond the surface and command reality at its deepest level. They believed that every conscious breath you take carries this power, vibrating with the same frequency that holds the universe together. When you breathe with intention, you're not just oxygenating your blood, you're tuning your entire being to the cosmic rhythm, aligning your hustle with the pulse of creation itself. This is where your next big idea, your game-changing startup, or your viral content comes from, not just hard work, but a connection to something greater. Now picture yourself in the middle of a hectic day. Maybe you're stuck in a Zoom call that's going nowhere, or you're wrestling with a creative block that's stalling your latest project. Your instinct is to push harder, to grind through it. But the Egyptians had a different approach. They knew that the key to unlocking your potential wasn't in forcing things, but in aligning with the frequency of the universe. Every breath you take is a chance to do this. Hu isn't just a sound you make, it's a vibration that moves through your spine like liquid light, awakening parts of you that have been dormant beneath the surface of your daily grind. When you breathe consciously, you're not just oxygenating your blood, you're syncing your heart, your brain, and your electromagnetic field with the same creative energy that built the pyramids and powers the stars. This is practical, not mystical. It's a tool you can use right now, whether you're in a co-working space or your home office, to tap into a clarity that cuts through the noise. Modern science is catching up to what the Egyptians mastered thousands of years ago. Researchers studying something called coherent resonance have found that when you breathe in specific patterns, your heart rhythm and brain waves start to synchronize. This isn't woo-woo, it's measurable. Your body becomes a living antenna, broadcasting a frequency that influences not just your mood, but the world around you. The Egyptians called this awakening the temple within, a state where your physical form becomes a conduit for divine intelligence. For you, the ambitious 20 or 30-something building a business or a brand, this is a superpower. Imagine closing your laptop, taking a moment to breathe, and feeling your entire being align with a clarity that makes your next move crystal clear. That's the power of Hu, and it's been inside you all along, waiting for you to activate it. Here's how you can start right now,
no matter where you are, whether you're in a coffee shop in Seattle or your apartment in New York. Find a quiet moment, even if it's just for a minute between emails. Sit up straight, place one hand over your heart, and feel the steady beat beneath your palm. That rhythm has been with you since before you launched your first project or posted your first reel. Now, breathe in slowly through your nose, letting the air fill your belly, not just your chest. Count 4 heartbeats as you hold the breath, feeling the pause like a sacred space where possibility lives. Then, as you exhale through your mouth for 6 counts, whisper who so softly it's almost silent, like a breeze moving through your core. Feel the vibration ripple through your chest, your ribs, your heart. This isn't just breathing, it's a command to the universe, a signal that you're ready to align with something bigger. As you do this, picture golden light spreading from your heart, like a sunrise breaking through the fog of a busy day. With each breath, say silently to yourself, I awaken the temple within. Who reorders my reality in light? Don't force it, just let the sound and the intention flow. The Egyptians taught that this gentle vibration unlocks hidden chambers in your heart, not the physical organ, but the energetic center that connects you to infinite possibility. Every exhale becomes a pulse of creation, a signal that reshapes the world around you. Modern biophysics backs this up. When you breathe with intention, your cells respond, your DNA listens, and your electromagnetic field expands. You're not just a freelancer chasing gigs or a founder pitching investors. You're a creator, broadcasting a frequency that the universe can't ignore. For the entrepreneur in you, this is more than a feel-good exercise. It's a strategy to unlock the kind of clarity and intuition that sets you apart in a crowded market. The Egyptians didn't build their civilization by staying stuck in the grind. They tuned in to the frequency of creation itself. And you can too. Every time you pause to breathe who, you're stepping out of the chaos and into a flow state where your best ideas emerge. This is the secret behind those moments when inspiration hits like a lightning bolt, when you know exactly what to say in a pitch or how to frame your next post. It's not luck, it's you, aligning with the same creative force that's been shaping reality since the dawn of time. So as you navigate the highs and lows of building your empire in your 20s and 30s, remember this: your breath is more than survival. It's your connection to the cosmic code, the who that sang the universe into being. Every conscious inhale is a step toward clarity. Every exhale is a command to create. You're not just hustling, you're harmonizing with the rhythm of existence. Take a moment now, wherever you are, and breathe. Feel the vibration of who move through you, awakening the temple within. This is your power, your birthright, your edge in a world that's always on. Let the Egyptian code guide you, one breath at a time.
You're in the thick of it. Maybe you're a startup founder in Denver burning through your to-do list, a content creator in Miami sketching out your next big idea, or a freelancer in Seattle juggling Zoom calls and invoices. Life in your 20s and 30s is a relentless sprint, a constant push to build something meaningful, to stand out in a world that's always scrolling past. But lately, you've felt it, haven't you? A quiet nudge beneath the hustle. A sense that there's more to you than your latest pitch deck or Instagram post. You didn't stumble into this moment by chance. The ancient wisdom of Egypt, etched into the sunlit stones of Heliopolis and whispered through the ages, has found you. It's calling you to look within, to the beating heart at the center of your being. Not just the organ keeping you alive, but a portal to something divine. This is the story of your heart as Ra's portal, a radiant force that can transform your grind into a cosmic dance. Forget what you learned in high school biology about the heart being just a pump pushing blood through your veins. The ancient Egyptians saw it as something far greater, a solar gateway the seat of Ra himself, the god of the sun who embodies creation's life-giving fire. To them, your heart wasn't just a muscle, it was the center of your divine essence, the place where the universe's creative spark enters your body and becomes conscious awareness. Every beat is a sunrise in your chest, every pulse a ripple of cosmic energy. This isn't some poetic fluff to inspire your next yoga class. It's a truth the priests of Heliopolis spent lifetimes mastering, a secret they guarded in the inner chambers of their temples. For you, the entrepreneur or creative navigating the chaos of your 20s and 30s, this is a game changer. Your heart is more than the engine of your hustle, it's the source of your power, the key to unlocking a clarity and purpose that sets you apart. Modern science is just starting to catch up with what the Egyptians knew thousands of years ago. Researchers studying heart coherence have discovered that your heart generates an electromagnetic field 60 times stronger than your brain's field, extending several feet beyond your body. This isn't just a cool fact to drop at your next networking event. It's a measurable force that shapes your reality. When your heart beats in a coherent rhythm, it syncs your brain waves, calms your nervous system, and creates a ripple effect in the world around you. The universe doesn't respond to your to-do list or your follower count. It responds to frequency, and your heart is the most powerful frequency generator you've got. The Egyptians called this the solar current of Ra, a radiant energy that flows through your cardiovascular system, connecting you to the same force that keeps galaxies spinning. For the startup founder pitching investors or the content creator chasing virality, this is your secret weapon, a way to align your energy with the flow of creation itself. But here's the thing. Most of us go through life disconnected from this power. You feel it sometimes. That heaviness in your chest when a deal falls through, that fog of doubt when your latest project doesn't land. The Egyptians had a word for this, eclipse. Not a literal darkening of the sun, but a temporary shadow over your inner light. It's not failure or burnout. It's a moment before remembrance, a pause before the dawn. Your heart is still pulsing with Ra's energy, even when you can't feel it. The moment you tune back in, the light returns, and with it, a clarity that cuts through the noise of your busy life. This is where the hustle meets the sacred, where your drive to build a business or a brand becomes a bridge to something eternal. The Egyptians didn't worship the sun in the sky as some distant deity. They aligned with the sun within, the one beating in their chests. And you can too. Here's how you start, right now. Whether you're in a co-working space or your apartment after a long day, sit up straight, place your right hand over your heart, and feel the steady rhythm beneath your palm. That beat has been with you since your first breath, a constant reminder of your connection to something bigger. Now breathe in deeply through your nose, not just into your lungs, but into the space around your heart, as if you're drawing in sunlight itself. Hold the breath for 3 heartbeats. Count them. Feel them pulse against your hand. Then exhale slowly through your mouth, whispering, Ra within, light my way. The sun in me remembers. Feel the warmth spreading through your chest, not as imagination, but as ignition. You're activating the same solar current the Egyptian priests worked with thousands of years ago, the energy that powered their civilization and can power your next big move. As you breathe, visualize a golden sun glowing in your chest, right at your heart center. This isn't a metaphor, it's a real luminous sphere pulsing in rhythm with your heartbeat. With each inhale, see it grow brighter, its rays spreading through your arms, up your spine, and out through the crown of your head. With each exhale, watch those rays burn away the doubts and distractions that cloud your vision. This is your solar breathing practice, a technique to awaken the heart's hidden power. It's not about escaping the grind. It's about bringing radiance to it. As a founder, freelancer, or creative, you know the value of focus. This is focus on a cosmic level, aligning your heart with the rhythm of the universe to unlock insights that your competitors can't touch. Now let's anchor this with words that carry the weight of your inner sun. As you continue breathing, say silently to yourself, "My heart is the sun of remembrance. Ra breathes through me. Light flows from within my chest into all creation." Feel these words vibrate in your chest, not just in your mind. They're not affirmations for a vision board. They're commands to the universe, declarations of your divine nature. The Egyptians taught that your heart's rhythm isn't just circulation, it's the voice of Ra echoing through the temple of your body. Every pulse is a call to awaken, to radiate the light that's your birthright. For you, building a business or a brand in your 20s and 30s, this is the edge that turns good ideas into great ones, the spark that makes your work resonate with an audience you haven't even met yet. This practice isn't about retreating from the world. It's about showing up to it fully lit. Your heart's solar current doesn't just change how you feel, it changes how you move through life. The Egyptians knew that when enough hearts align with this frequency, the whole world shifts. As an entrepreneur or creative, you're not just building a business, you're broadcasting a signal that can inspire, heal, and transform. Every pitch you deliver, every post you share, every connection you make carries the energy of your inner sun. So take a moment now, wherever you are, breathe into your heart, feel Ra's light ignite, and speak your truth. I am the dawn embodied. My heart radiates creation. This is your power, your legacy, your Egyptian code, unlocked with every beat of your radiant heart. You're deep in the grind. Maybe you're a startup founder in Denver hashing out your next pitch, a content creator in Miami editing a video that could go viral, or a freelancer in Chicago racing against a deadline. Life in your 20s and 30s is a relentless hustle, a constant push to build something that lasts, in a world that's always moving. But amidst the chaos of emails, notifications, and endless to-do lists, you felt it, a quiet pull, a whisper that there's more to this game than just the next milestone. You didn't stumble into this moment by chance. The ancient wisdom of Egypt, carved into the silent stones of Heliopolis and whispered through millennia, has found you. It's calling you to pause, to listen not with your ears, but with your entire being, to a vibration that existed before the stars were born. This is the story of Kir, the soundless word that the Egyptians revered as the pulse of creation, a secret that can turn your daily grind into a cosmic symphony. Picture yourself standing in a temple chamber, its granite walls cool and still, the air heavy with a silence that feels alive. The Egyptian priests didn't fill these spaces with loud chants or elaborate rituals. They sought a deeper kind of quiet, a silence they called Kir. This wasn't just the absence of noise, it was the soundless word, a vibration so fundamental it predates creation itself. To them, Kir was the pause before the universe took its first breath, the moment when all possibility hung in the balance, waiting to become galaxies, rivers, or even the spark of your next big idea. It's that faint hum you notice when you close your eyes in a rare, quiet moment, a resonance that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. For you, the entrepreneur, the creative, the dreamer in your 20s or 30s, this isn't just ancient lore. It's a tool to tap into the creative force that powers your boldest visions, the ones that keep you up at night, sketching plans or dreaming of what's next. Now, let's connect this to something you might nerd out over while scrolling X or listening to a podcast during your morning run. Modern quantum physics has a name for this primal vibration: zero-point energy. It's the subtle hum that exists even in the vacuum of space, the background resonance that scientists say underlies every atom, every particle, every moment of reality. The Egyptians didn't have particle accelerators or quantum theories, but they understood this intuitively. They knew Kir wasn't something you hear with your ears. It's a vibration your body feels, a resonance that pulses through your bones. When you align with this silence, you're not just calming your mind, you're syncing with the very mechanism that shapes the universe. For the startup founder chasing investors or the content creator crafting a brand, this is your edge, a way to access a clarity that cuts through the noise and fuels your next breakthrough. But here's the thing. Most of us rush through life without ever noticing this vibration. You're caught up in the hustle, client meetings, algorithm changes, cash flow worries, using only your ears to navigate a world that's screaming for your attention. The Egyptians saw this differently. They taught that true power doesn't come from shouting louder or working harder. It comes from listening to the silence beneath the noise. In their mystery schools, initiates spent months learning to hear Kir, not as a sound, but as a presence, a vibration that wraps around your awareness like light around a flame. This is where your real work happens, not in the endless grind, but in the stillness where your best ideas are born. That moment when you're staring at a blank screen and a solution hits you out of nowhere, that's Kir speaking, the soundless word guiding you to create something extraordinary. Modern science is starting to catch up with what the Egyptians mastered thousands of years ago. Researchers studying quantum vacuum resonance have found that even in the emptiest corners of space, there's a hum, a subtle vibration that's the foundation of all matter. Your body, your cells, your very existence are part of this cosmic symphony. The Egyptians called it the voice of Atum, the hidden one, and they built their temples, like the Great Pyramid's King's Chamber, as resonance chambers to tune this frequency. These weren't just buildings, they were instruments for tuning consciousness. For you, building a business or a brand in today's fast-paced world, this is a reminder that your greatest asset isn't your hustle, it's your ability to pause and align with the vibration that creates worlds. Here's how you can start, right now, whether you're in a co-working space or your apartment after a long day. Find a quiet moment, even if it's just a minute between emails. Sit up straight, place one hand over your heart, and feel the rhythm that's been with you since before you launched your first project. Now breathe in deeply through your nose, letting the air fill your entire torso, not just your lungs. Hold the breath for 3 heartbeats. Not counting, but feeling the pulse beneath your palm. As you exhale slowly through your mouth, let go of tension, expectation, the need to have it all figured out. Listen, not for sound, but for the subtle hum rising from your bones, the vibration of Kir that's always been there. This is your body becoming a resonance chamber, a living temple tuned to the frequency of creation. As you breathe, say silently to yourself, I hear the silence that creates worlds. I remember the sound that cannot be heard. Feel your entire being settle into this stillness, not as emptiness, but as a space pregnant with possibility. The Egyptians taught that this silence is where everything begins. Your next big idea, your game-changing pitch, your viral content. It's not about forcing creativity. It's about letting it emerge from the quiet where infinite potential lives. Modern neuroscience backs this up. When you enter a state of deep stillness, your brain waves shift, your nervous system calms, and your electromagnetic field expands. You're not just relaxing, you're becoming a conduit for the same energy that built the pyramids and powers the stars. For the entrepreneur or creative in your 20s and 30s, this is a superpower. Imagine pausing in the middle of a chaotic day, closing your eyes and feeling your body hum with the frequency of creation. That's when the magic happens, when a solution to a problem clicks, when a new angle for your brand appears, when you know exactly what to say to land that client. The Egyptians didn't succeed by chasing trends, they tuned into the silence that creates. And you can too. Every breath you take in this practice is a step into that stillness, a moment where you become the universe listening to itself. Whisper to yourself, through stillness, I speak the language of creation. Feel the calm settle over you, not as emptiness, but as the presence of infinite possibility. You're in the thick of your hustle. Maybe you're a startup founder in Seattle grinding through a pitch deck, a content creator in Austin crafting your next viral post, or a freelancer in Brooklyn juggling client deadlines. Life in your 20s and 30s is a high-wire act, balancing ambition with the pressure to make your mark in a world that never stops scrolling. But lately, you felt a pull, a quiet nudge that there's more to you than your latest project or follower count. You didn't stumble into this moment by chance. The ancient wisdom of Egypt, carved into the stones of Dendera and whispered through the ages, has found you. It's calling you to see yourself not as a cog in the machine, but as a living temple, a cosmic masterpiece wired to create, transform, and ascend. This is the story of your body as a sacred vessel, a mirror of the universe, and the path to remembering who you truly are. The Egyptians didn't see your body as just flesh and bone, a machine to fuel your hustle. They saw it as a cosmic temple, a living structure built to mirror the architecture of the universe itself. Every part of you follows the same mathematical precision that shapes galaxies and nautilus shells. Your spine? It's the earthly echo of the celestial axis, the invisible line around which stars spin. Your heart sits at the geometric center of your torso, just as the sun anchors our solar system. The golden ratio, that perfect proportion found in the pyramids and the spirals of the cosmos, runs through your bones, your veins, your very DNA. This isn't coincidence, it's design. The priests of Dendera describe the body as a sacred instrument, tuned to resonate with the frequencies of creation. For you, the entrepreneur or creative chasing your dreams, this means you're not just building a business, you're a walking cathedral, wired to channel the same energy that built the stars. But the Egyptians went deeper, teaching that your body isn't just a temple, it's a mirror, reflecting the divine essence of your soul. They called this the mirror of Isis, not a literal piece of polished bronze, but a state of being so clear it reveals your true nature. Imagine standing in a temple chamber surrounded by patterns that amplify your energy. In that space, you don't see your flaws or your to-do list. You see light, the eternal spark that no failure or setback can dim. Isis, the goddess of remembrance, doesn't judge or fix you. She reflects your soul's radiance, stripping away the doubts and fears that cloud your vision. For you, navigating the grind of your 20s and 30s, this is a reminder. You're not defined by your last missed deadline or viral flop. You're a creator, a reflection of the divine, and every time you pause to see yourself clearly, you step closer to your true power. This journey of remembrance isn't always easy. The Egyptians understood transformation as a kind of rebirth, a process they symbolized through the story of Osiris. He wasn't just a myth, but a map of what it means to become whole. When Osiris was torn apart, scattered into fragments, it wasn't destruction, it was preparation. Isis gathered those pieces with infinite love, reassembling him not as flesh, but as pure light, crowned with eternal consciousness. This is your story too. Every heartbreak, every failed pitch, every moment you felt lost or broken, those aren't losses. They're sacred dismemberments, moments when the universe strips away what's false to reveal what's true. For the startup founder or creative chasing their dreams, these are the moments when you shed old versions of yourself, doubts about your worth, fears of not measuring up, and emerge stronger, clearer, ready to shine. Your resurrection isn't a one-time event. It's happening every time you let go of who you thought you were and embrace who you're becoming. The Egyptians didn't stop there. They taught that this transformation is a journey upward, a climb through frequencies they called the ladder of Thoth. This isn't a physical ladder, but a spiral of light, a path of ascending vibrations that lifts you from the grind to the divine. Each tranche's choice, choosing love over fear, clarity over chaos, is a rung on this ladder. Every moment you pause to breathe, to align with your purpose, you climb higher. The priests knew your body isn't bound by the gravity of doubt or limitation. It's held back only by belief. When you let go of those stories, something extraordinary happens. You rise. For you, building a brand or a business, this is the secret to breaking through. not working harder, but vibrating higher, aligning with the frequency of creation itself. Here's how you can start right now, whether you're in a coffee shop or your home office. Sit up straight, feeling your spine as a pillar of light, connecting earth to sky. Breathe in slowly through your nose, letting the air fill your entire torso as if you're drawing in starlight. Hold the breath for 3 heartbeats, feeling the rhythm that's been with you since your first day. As you exhale softly through your mouth, whisper, "My body is a living temple. I climb the ladder of light." Visualize a golden spiral rising before you, each rung glowing brighter than the last. With each inhale, see yourself stepping onto this spiral, your awareness lifting higher. With each exhale, feel yourself becoming lighter, shedding the weight of doubt and distraction. This isn't just visualization, it's activation, tuning your body to the frequency of the cosmos. As you breathe, say silently, "I ascend through remembrance. I am light, remembering itself." Feel your body hum with this truth, not as a concept, but as a vibration. Modern science supports this. When you align your posture and breath, your brain waves shift, enhancing focus and intuition. For the entrepreneur or creative, this is your edge, clarity that cuts through the noise, ideas that feel like they come from beyond you. The Egyptians knew this as the ladder of Thoth, a path not to some distant heaven, but to the truth of who you are. Every conscious breath is a step upward, every moment of presence a rung higher. You're not escaping your hustle, you're elevating it, turning your work into a bridge between the earthly and the divine. This is your birthright, your power as a creator in your 20s and 30s. The temples of Egypt weren't just stone, they were mirrors of your body, your heart, your soul. Every step you take in your business, every post you craft, every deal you close can carry this light. So pause now, wherever you are. Breathe into your temple, see the spiral of Thoth, and let the mirror of Isis reflect your truth. Whisper, "I am the living altar of remembrance. My body radiates the geometry of light." Feel the golden spiral lift you up, not away from your life, but deeper into it. You're not just a founder, a freelancer, or a creative. You're a cosmic temple, rising through the frequencies of creation, one breath at a time.
You've been grinding, building your startup in Austin, crafting content in LA, or freelancing from a coffee shop in Chicago. Life in your 20s and 30s is a wild ride, but right now, you're standing at the edge of something bigger. The ancient wisdom of Egypt, whispered through the stones of Heliopolis, has found you, revealing a truth. You're not just a hustler. You're the embodiment of Ra's light, a living sun radiating creation. Modern science backs this up with biophotonic emission, showing every cell in your body emits light, amplifying when you align with your inner truth. Close your eyes, breathe deeply through your nose, and visualize a golden sun blazing in your chest. Exhale slowly, whispering, "I am the dawn. Ra rises within me." Feel your body ignite, not with imagination, but with the fire of your divine essence. This is your solar consciousness awakening, your power to create, not just a business or a brand, but a life that resonates with purpose. The Egyptians knew you're a temple of light, and every breath you take is a spark of the cosmos. Want to dive deeper? Join our Insights Academy through the link below for exclusive teachings that unlock the full Egyptian code. Subscribe to this channel, drop "I understood it" in the comments, and let's keep rising together. Your light is ready. Shine it.